Hi, good evening. So today we are going to try Ladi Pav. This is a tried and tested recipe. I've taken 300 grams of Maida and I'm going to sift it through a sieve. To this I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of milk powder. This is a very important step because there are a lot of impurities in the Maida, and it's better to sieve it so there's a lot of air circulation. So you sieve that. Now I have taken half cup of milk which is warm, and to which I have added 1.5 teaspoon of yeast and 1 tablespoon of sugar. I am going to stir this and keep it aside for 7 to 8 minutes. If it's warm and humid, it will rise in maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And make sure the spoon doesn't have any yeast left because it's sticky. This is dry yeast that I'm using, dry instant yeast. And now I take the flour which has already been sifted. I'm going to add the yeast that is already risen. Now to this flour I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoon salt, and I'm going to mix it really well. I'm going to make a well in the center and add the yeast mixture, yeast and milk mixture to it. There will be sugar underneath, so just clean the entire cup, take everything and then mix it with the spoon. There, I have taken everything, mix it with the spoon really well. Now this is a very rustic kind of preparation I'm doing. I'm not going like really well with the shape and everything else. It's just for uh, tonight's dinner. So yeah, I'm going to clear the spoon and I'm going to get my hands dirty. So yeah, this is half cup of water. Now the water is looking a little milky because I had used the same cup to measure the milk. I'm going to take a little bit. Now I have seen this that most of the time the maida that we use, sometimes the maida takes up a little bit more water than what is given in the uh, proportion, like in the measurement or in the ingredient. So I'm going to show you the consistency as to which we need the dough to be in. So this is as per the recipe, it's like we need half a cup of water, but here I have I think I'll need a little bit more water because I feel the dry and the stiffness in the dough already, because I've tried this recipe a lot of times, and this is really been demanded by my friends that put the recipe on. Now I'm taking it on the platform which is really clean, and I'm going to knead it with my hands. This is a good workout for your hands, believe me, and you have to knead this for at least 10 minutes. Now I have not clocked the time as yet, but I think you can see the consistency. Now for this Ladi Pav, you also need 3 tablespoons of butter. I've taken a little bit more here, but when I start using the butter, you'll know. I've taken a little water now, you can see, because I felt the dough was a little bit too stiff, and I started kneading again, and I'll be kneading it. You can see it was sticking to the floor. This is an important step. You have to do this. You have to hit it on the floor, on the platform, that is, on the, yeah, and that is, you keep kneading, you take some water, little at a time. Don't take the entire cup in one go. I'll be kneading, so it's, you can see how I'm kneading, like I'm just pushing it with my palms, and I'm folding it in, push, fold, push, fold, push, fold, and that is exactly how you to knead the dough. And this really needs a lot of strength, and you can see it's not sticking to my fingers anymore. It's coming off the platform as well, and it's formed a nice dough. Now I'll be taking 1 tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to knead that in. Now I've seen lot many recipes of Ladi Pav or bread or milk bread, and some people, I think they like it dense. I really like my Ladi Pav to be like really fluffy and something that you get in the market, like not very dense, not very thick. Uh, so as you can see, I'm just clearing the entire platform, whatever is stuck on the platform, on my palms, because it's not going to stick to my fingers or my hand anymore, and keep kneading. I'm going to take one more tablespoon of butter again. If you see, it's nice and elastic now. I don't know if uh, it's really visible, but yeah, it's nice and soft. And yeah, you can see it, it's nice and soft. It's one more tablespoon of butter goes in there, and I'm going to knead that again. So as I said that yeah, some people like their bread to be really like dense. I prefer it with more jali, or with more net, or more spongy. And there it goes. And today's yeah, that's one more thing. Today's video I'm going to dedicate to my friend who has gifted me a tripod, and she owns a pet salon in Andheri, and it's because of her I could do this, basically, because all these days I was holding the phone and I was recording it, and it was really difficult. It was really difficult. So this is for you, Isha. I hope you try this recipe as well. And yeah, so you can see there the butter is completely vanished. You can't see the butter at all. So I'm going to take around half a tablespoon now. I'm going to keep half tablespoons to just use it later on. So again, I've folded in the dough. I'm again kneading the same way. Push with your palms, fold it, push with your palms, fold in. And that is exactly how you're going to do this. Push, fold, and then roll. Push, fold, roll. And maybe you don't need to use both your hands, but I like to use both my hands. It's much more easier because you really get tired doing this. And our dough is almost ready. See, there's nothing on my palms, nothing stuck to my fingers either. The platform is clean. There, our dough is all ready, and I'm going to just smoothen it up. And the little half tablespoon that I'd kept aside, I'm going to just apply it to the bowl, and I'm going to place the dough in it to rest for 30 minutes or half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on the weather. It should be double in size. It should be double in size. So no matter how many time, it has to be double in size. It can take 45 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, depends. So just put in there, cover it with your kitchen cloth, and yeah, let it rest. Let it rest for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, voila, there it is, already double in size. I kept it exactly for 30 minutes because it's really hot. I'm going to apply some butter to my fingers, and I'm going to plop it on the platform there. Now this is something tricky. I don't like to knead the dough too much. I don't like the air to completely uh, go out from the dough. I need the air to be there. So that's it. It's just going to be like 4 or 5 times I'm going to knead it, and that's it. My tray has already been buttered. I have already greased the tray. Um, so if you really want that equal balls or equal size of Ladi Pav, you can measure the dough and then cut it into 9 equal portions or 6 equal portions as you wish. I like it to be little rustic and maybe small, big, whatever. So I'm really not bothered about the size or anything. I'm just going to go and prepare the bread rolls as I can see. Like, I'm not going to be very thorough with it. And yeah, so I think this should give me around uh, 8 to 9 Ladi Pavs, I guess. And yeah, maybe 3 or 4 of the same size, and then little bit smaller ones. Uh, because I'm not weighing anything, I'm not cutting anything. Otherwise, if you want it to be equal, it's better you cut it and do it. But this is something that is rustic, just for the dinner tonight. And yeah, just fold it, make it smooth, which is very important. The top has to be really smooth. So as you can see, I'm going to place it, because this again we have to keep proofing for another 20-25 minutes or 30 minutes. Or you can make it in advance, like maybe an hour before your dinner time, and you can just keep it for proofing. The more you proof, the better it is. So yeah, I think this should give me around 9 bread rolls. I'm going to just make this a little bit smaller. I think this is a bit bigger. I'm just going to remove some from this, and I'm going to roll it again. Yeah, that looks good. So that goes in there, and another 3 more to go, I guess. So some people regularly cut it in equal sizes and shape it into proper balls and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm not in the mood today. But yeah, so that's the beauty of it. I mean, it's just like, you want to make it, you want to have fresh bread for your dinner, and you make it and you have it. And the preparation time would be around an hour or so for the entire thing to be going on, like maybe 1 hour 15 minutes at the most, with all the proofing time and everything else. So yeah, here I've proofed it, and yeah, they're double in size now. I'm going to brush the top with some milk, so you guys some nice crusty top. So there, the milk, I'm going to just apply it to all the bread rolls, and yeah, okay, yeah, now you can see. You have to be really careful because they're very delicate at this stage. You have to be really careful when you're applying the milk. So apply to all this thing. You have to preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius preheat, and we are going to bake them at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes, 15 to 17 minutes, depends on how much crust you want on top. So I'm going to bake this for 15 minutes at 180 degrees. I have also placed a lower rack. I'm going to put my tray on the lower rack, and I'm going to let it bake for 15 minutes now, and set it to 15. Yep, 15 it is, and start. And after 15 minutes, there they are, they're all ready, and I'm going to apply some butter to it, and immediately I'm going to remove it on a rack. This is very important, otherwise it's going to start sweating, it's going to leave some water, and that's not good for the pav. It's going to be soggy. I don't like my bread to be soggy at all. So immediately remove, immediately when it's hot, just remove it on the wire rack. Yeah, there it is, and you can see it's nice and fluffy, and you can see the crust there, it's cracked, that means really crusty and nice. So yeah, enjoy your pav. Bye bye, good night.